You come to the New Yorker Radio Hour for conversations that go deeper with people you really want to hear from, whether it's Bruce Springsteen or Questlove or Olivia Rodrigo, Liz Cheney, or the godfather of artificial intelligence, Geoffrey Hinton, or some of my extraordinarily well-informed colleagues at the New Yorker. So join us every week on the New Yorker Radio Hour, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
And let's talk about what lessons about.
Let's hang out.
And let's listen to two lesbians shout.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and welcome to our 7th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And this week's installment of Should Have Been Gay is Bend It Like Beckham.
A classic.
Because,
such a classic.
come on, we've been waiting to do Bend It Like Beckham for a long time.
And we've gotten a lot of requests for Bend It Like Beckham, so don't worry, you guys. It's always been on our list.
Yep.
I mean...
And it is here.
It's here. It's time.
Speaking of requests, please keep sending us requests. We get some... I don't want to spoil it because it's coming soon.
Oh, it's one of our favorites.
But we got the most hilarious request in our email 2 days ago. And it was like fully detailed. Girl was like, hear me out. This is why.
Yes. And we are 100% in agreement, and it has also been on our list from the start.
Yeah,
so don't even worry about it.
Yeah. So get ready.
This is what's the podcast equivalent of vague booking? We're doing that right now. We're the worst, but we're just saying we love this segment and we love that you guys keep reaching out with more ideas. So please keep sending them because they just make us so happy.
So happy. All right, so synopsis of Bend It Like Beckham from IMDb.
The daughter of Orthodox Sikhs rebels against her parents' traditionalism and joins a football team.
Thank you, Lee. And okay, well, we obviously have to give the lesbian synopsis.
Yes.
So my lesbian synopsis is the daughter of Orthodox Sikhs rebels against her parents' traditionalism and becomes a lesbian.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Falls in love with her teammate.
Falls in love with her teammate on her soccer team because, like, oof.
Because her abs are to die for.
Because
I mean, whatever.
Jules.
I think that's the movie that should have been made.
It's just called Because Jules.
Because Jules.
Wait, I really like that.
All
All right. Note to self. Book Keira Knightley for a movie that is just Because Jules.
Yes. Oh my God.
One of these
Just
days.
remake this, but make it actually gay. You know, I have heard rumors that the movie was originally supposed to be gay.
Oh yeah, I have also heard these rumors.
Yes, I think we've all heard these rumors.
Everyone has heard these rumors, right? Yeah, apparently the writer wanted it to be a lesbian love story, and of course, same old story that keeps coming up. The network just couldn't do it. She rewrote it. Also because they expected to have a pretty conservative Indian audience watch the movie. They didn't want to alienate those people, and she could only rebel so far, you know?
But you know what I love about that, if that's true? And again, it's hard because it is. It's one of those things that I feel like I've just found on my journeys in the interwebs. And so who knows if it's really true or not. If anyone has information about whether that's an accurate story, I would love to hear it. But the thing that cracks me up about it is when you watch the movie, doesn't it almost feel like that's a decision that they made after having filmed like 85% of it?
Oh, yeah. They were like, oh, these girls are together. Oh, wait, cut their kiss scene.
Yeah, right? Like, they got through most of the movie and then we're like, oh, never mind. You know, we got an email from so-and-so at the network, and so we have to make it straight, actually. So, surprise, they're straight. And then, decided to, like, finish filming the last, like, 10% of the movie or something.
Like,
but everything's already gay.
We need to cast a man. Come on, find him. Like that whole scene where Jules says to Jess, "You bitch," whatever.
Yeah.
She's really saying that because she's mad because they had like a big fight about, I don't know, she like hogged the covers or something. I don't know. That's so dramatic. If you call someone a bitch for hogging the covers, that's a lot.
You know what else I already love about this episode is it is another excuse for you to do British accents the entire time that we talk about this movie.
We got another email where somebody told me my accent was almost as good as Piper Parabow's. Okay?
Okay, that is not an email that happened.
It did.
They said our accents were not that bad. I think you're exaggerating
Okay, I might
slightly.
be exaggerating, but from across the pond, they said my accent was not offensive.
So you know who you are who wrote us that email. So I'm blaming you for whatever we have to put up with for Millie.
Talking a British
this
accent
episode
for the rest of my life. Oh my god, that was horrible. Oh god. I don't know where I'm
there you
coming.
go.
I don't know what's happening to me.
British Essentials is what's happening to you. It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game, British Essentials.
Yeah, honestly, we really should. We need some time in between.
You go to a weird place with them, you know?
Yeah, there's something about the British that just gets me. Love you
So
guys.
anyways, so I'm gonna get us back on track because we've gotten so far ahead of ourselves. We got railroaded by these synopses again. So it's a movie. It's a movie that stars Parminder Nagra. Is that how you say?
I think
her last
so.
name?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? Okay. As Jess, Keira Knightley obviously plays Jules. Some guy I'm sure plays Joe, but who cares
We
about
don't
Joe?
care about him.
No one cares about Joe. But we're gonna have to talk about Joe because Joe was the kind of kludged in love triangle to make the movie straight that no one needed or wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's there anyways. So,
Unfortunately.
So there you go. So this is a movie that very clearly was intended to be gay, seems like it was filmed mostly being gay, and then suddenly isn't.
Yes, very, very surprising. So from the first scene where we see Jules, right?
I only ever see Jules.
Only have eyes for Jules. She's watching Jess play soccer with the boys. And, like, come on. If that's not the gayest pickup line ever when she comes up and she's like, "Oh, do you want to join my football team?" Like, come on, Jules.
You've used
she's
that,
not
right?
that
You've
good.
used
No,
that.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've used
You've used that pickup line. Yeah.
I actually... Well, it was a joke. Now it's not. I actually did use that pickup line on Tinder for a gay flip cup tournament.
You asked them to be on your soccer team or you asked them to be on your flip cup team?
I asked them to be on my flip cup team.
Okay. That makes more sense now.
So I would just message the cute girls and be like, "Are you good at flip cup?" And then they'd answer me. And then I'd be like, "All right, well, you have to join my flip cup team." And then I ended up dating this girl for like 2 months because she joined my gay flip cup team. So there you have it.
There you go.
So Jules is
and
gay.
it works, ladies. It works.
It works. See, and Jules thought it was going to work with Jess.
It did work with Jess. What are you talking about?
You're right.
I refuse to believe that they are not in love still. Every time I watch this movie, I don't see it. I don't see how
No.
they're not. Of course
There's
they are.
no chemistry between anyone and Joe. No.
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 No. And while we talk about British movies and we talk about how, you know, it's so funny when movies kind of stereotypically dress their characters. You know, we talked about this when we did Imagine Me and You at the Last Essentials, how the pants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talked about her pants a lot. I'm going to say this about Jules. I'm sorry, Jules in this movie is gay.
Like,
there's just no way that a costume designer designed that as a straight character.
oh, yeah.
Someone was given gay as a general, you know.
As the aesthetic.
Yes, because it's not just that she's gay. She's so stereotypically gay. She's there in her little muscle tanks and her whatchamacallit,
Bandanas.
the
She's always wearing freaking
bandana,
bandanas.
right? Like, I'm sorry, I wore bandanas in high school because I was gay, and we all know that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not an aesthetic that you see a lot unless
You're gay.
you're going for a specific
If you're
look.
gay, you're gay, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, honestly. And Jules is like, well, I mean, it's Keira Knightley, so, like, of course. But Jules is, like, one of the hottest lesbians ever.
as a stereotypically gay movie character, She pulls it off, right?
Oh my, I think we talk about this quite a bit. That lesbian swagger, she has got it. Yeah.
No one should look that good in a bandana, really. I mean, it's just not a flattering look on anyone.
Except for Jules. Yeah.
I can dig up some old high school bandana
please.
pictures. It looks a lot less good on me than
Honestly,
it
please
does
do.
on Keira Knightley.
Well, and then,
I'll be honest.
like, regardless of the fact, yes, Jules is a lesbian. Even if Jules was not a lesbian yet, when she meets Jess, she's gay. Like, she fell for that girl. Like, they have so many moments. They go shopping together, and they're drinking beers. They're always so close physically.
Yeah. They touch
so much. They're always holding hands.
Yes.
Always. But they're so close physically to the point that at one point, somebody sees them hugging. I don't know what kind of hug it is. Sees them and thinks they're kissing and outs them to Jess's parents. Literally, they say they were kissing and she's a lesbian. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Same thing you're saying at the beginning. They filmed all these scenes and they were like, okay, that was a real kiss. And then they're like, oh, crap. What are we going to do with that kiss scene? Oh.
How do we play this off as straight?
I've got it. It wasn't a real kiss. No.
Yeah.
You just thought you saw a kiss.
Our filming budget ran out. We can't reshoot the scene. We have to make this work somehow. No, absolutely. I'm telling you, I am convinced they filmed this movie planning one thing and then, like, abruptly did a 180 in the middle. There's no other way. It makes sense. Because the other thing is when you watch, they touch they are all over each other the whole movie. And when you watch it, it's so funny because you watch it and, again, I think many of us who have had that experience of coming out and that self-realization, you watch that movie and you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that sort of awkward, giggly, it's exciting when we hold hands and I don't really know why, but I want to keep doing it. That's what they're doing. Yep. They do it the whole movie. They just cannot keep their hands off each other. And then all of a sudden, they're fighting over Joe and you're like, what? Who's Joe? Who even is this guy?
Where did Joe come from?
When did you show up in this movie and why are you here?
No.
You're ruining my perfect gay movie. It's completely ridiculous. And the whole movie feels like it's building to something else.
Completely. Well, here's the thing, too. Like, look at the cover of the movie. Is Joe on the cover?
Yeah.
No. It's them touching. It's them touching on the cover.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Because it's them touching
the whole movie. The whole movie.
And looking at each other. Touching, looking at each other. There's a lot of lingering glances. There's a lot of sharing clothes. There's a lot
this sounds a lot like a lesbian relationship to me. Like,
as well it should.
Because it pretty much is.
Because it basically is.
So I will give the movie 1+ lesbian point. All right. Because at the point where everyone's like, oh, Jules and Jess are lesbians, blah, blah, blah. Jules has a conversation with her mother where she says, anyway, being a lesbian's not that big a deal. So even if she were a lesbian, it's not that big a deal. And they're trying to play the fact that it would be okay if she was, because she is.
Yeah. Which, again, shout out to great British moms. I know we had a lot of these moments in Imagine Me and You, but I do love her mom's response of no, of course not. I cheered for Martina Navratilova as much as the next person.
Incredible accent.
She's amazing. You're welcome. You're welcome.
At least they are like, we didn't go there, but we still like the gays people. It's fine. I'm like, okay. We get it.
Yeah. Well, and they do also have a gay character. I mean, isn't the friend, Jess's friend, right? I'm blanking on his name right now, but isn't he gay? And he's the shoulder that she can cry on. That should have been the gay shoulder that she could cry on about being gay, but isn't.
Yes, I believe you are correct.
Yeah.
Gay man does not equal lesbian film, unfortunately.
Sadly not.
And yeah.
I wish it did. I mean, not that equation necessarily. Mostly I wish Bend It Like Beckham had been a lesbian film.
I really do. Well, there's also, sorry, I just need to keep going back to Jules, because also tropes of her being a lesbian. Also, she's never been interested in men. They keep coming back and back and back to it, that she's never wanted to date a guy. She talks to her mom another time, and she tells her that her and Jess were fighting over Joe. And her mom goes, Joe? A man? Joe? Like, she's so surprised that she's into a man named Joe. And of course, it's an androgynous name, so Joe could be a woman.
Right. Oh my God, can you imagine if they had made it with Joe being a woman?
That would be an amazing
and they
movie.
were both into a woman? That would be fun too. You know, I've never thought about taking the movie that direction, but that could be fun.
I'm down with 3 lesbians instead of 0. Well,
no,
that sounded
at least
really
one.
weird.
I refuse to believe Jules is straight in this movie. There's no way.
There's no way. Ugh.
No.
I think you're right. You can just keep watching the movie and pretending like Joe never existed, and just take the end where they go off on the plane together, right? And that's their happy ending, right? They're heading off to America, and Joe's out of the picture, and they're in love, and that's that.
Has someone done a fan edit of this? Because here's the thing. I imagine it would be not that much work to make a fan edit where you just take the Joe storyline out. Because as we've been saying, I'm pretty sure 90% of the movie was shot without that being the intended resolution anyways.
Oh yeah, I am sure
someone somewhere has done this, right? Hit us up if you know of a fan edit that just retells it as the story it so obviously should have been. We want to watch that.
Please send us
over and
the
over
lesbian
again.
fan edit where our Jess and Jules get the happy ending that they deserve.
Yes, in America.
Yeah. So I think we can all agree Bend It Like Beckham should have been gay.
Should have been gay. Done.
That's it. And as a reminder, you can find us at Let's Hang Out Pod on all the social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
You can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com if you have other should have been gays that you want to hear, or if you have, fan edits or otherwise for Bend It Like Beckham, please send them our way.
And if you're enjoying the podcast, you can support us at patreon.com/letshangout and get access to fun perks like our viewing parties and outtakes of the episodes, which for this particular episode, we have quite a few outtakes. So there we are.
You can also check out our TeePublic store. We have shirts, tank tops, mugs, all sorts of fun stuff that you can get. You can find that at bit.ly/lesshop.
And wherever you're listening to this podcast, if you could listen to us on Radio Public, it's a huge help to us. We actually get paid listens for that, and it's completely free for you. So if you just log on to bit.ly/leslisten, you can listen on Radio Public on any of your devices.
And with that, I'm Lee.
And I'm Ellie.
And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Hi, I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I am the host and creator of the podcast Only One in the Room. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us and lose yourself in someone's incredible Only One story. We talk to real people dealing with issues like infertility, the death of a loved one, human trafficking, and women who, fake it. Oh, and we want to be fair, so we talk to celebrities too. Emmy winners like actor John Cryer, supermodels like Amber Valletta, and rock stars like Ryan Dusick. Everyone is invited to share their Only One story with our listeners. With 21 seasons and counting, we guarantee you that Only One in the Room has a story that you'll connect with. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone. Download Only One in the Room on Apple or Spotify today.